attended a fundraising gala at the Museum of Islamic Art in Doha to support medical research in the field of preventive genomology. She added in an Instagram post, "It was a pleasure to attend a fundraising event in Doha yesterday in support of medical research, co-hosted by Her Excellency Sheikha Al-Mayasa bint Hamad bin Khalifa Al Thani, Francesco Carazzini, and Anna Winter at the Museum of Islamic Art. My thanks to Qatar and Her Excellency for the warm welcome." Prince Edward visits Aburi Botanical Gardens. The Duke of Edinburgh has visited the Aburi Botanical Gardens, a historically rich site that has played a significant role in West African botanical and agricultural development. Edward was given a traditional welcome and donned a local garment. The Duke received an overview of activities that support forest conservation and sustainable business practices, and heard about UK-Ghana collaboration and support for Ghana's cocoa industry. He also met the founders of one UK and two Ghanaian businesses who spoke about how the cocoa industry supports millions of livelihoods, from smallholder farmers to traders and processors, and plays a vital role in rural development. Prince Philip's warning. A royal biographer has claimed that the late Prince Philip cautioned Prince Harry over marrying Meghan Markle. Harry proposed to the former American actress just over a year into their relationship, and the pair wed on May 19, 2018 in Windsor. Outing announced for Princess Kate. Good afternoon, it's Danielle here, hello. Online royal correspondent, bringing you all of the royal news and updates into Monday afternoon. And Kensington Palace has just announced an outing for the Princess of Wales on Thursday. Kate will visit children's mental health charity Anna Freud to discuss the vital role of relationships and connection in shaping babies, children and young people's future life outcomes. Her visit comes as the Royal Foundation Centre for Early Childhood launches a new project with Anna Freud to enhance the skills of health visitors to support early social and emotional development. Anna Freud, of which the Princess has been patron since 2016, is the leading organisation in the UK for evidence-based research and training on children, young people and families' mental health. Lady Amelia and Lady Eliza Spencer joined an array of stars, including actresses Lindsay Lohan and Emma Roberts, as well as model Giselle Bundchen, at the Fashion Trust Arabia 2025 award ceremony at the National Museum of Qatar in Doha on November 22. As always, the twin nieces of Princess Diana, 33, looked fabulous in their floor-length numbers, which perfectly complemented each other. Get details about their outfits here. Did you notice Princess Kate and Prince William's subtle change? Did you know that the Prince and Princess of Wales have made a subtle change in their professional lives? The royals received their official conjugal coat of arms in 2013, 2 years after they wed and became the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, and more than a decade later, have updated it to reflect their current status. The royal couple's coat of arms was printed in a brochure from the Royal Variety charity following their attendance at the Royal Variety performance on November 19, 2025. Their revised coat of arms features several nods to their Prince and Princess of Wales titles. Meghan Markle shares insight into morning routine. The Duchess of Sussex gave her Instagram followers an insight into her breakfast routine with her children, Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet. In a video posted to her as ever page, Meghan shared her tips for hosting overnight guests at Thanksgiving and advised her followers to create stations so guests can self-serve. Yes, you could do a yogurt parfait in a normal bowl, or you could just make it a little bit more special, she said before adding, all of this is great for kids. Meghan also revealed that her as-ever strawberry jam is a favorite in her home. Prince Edward meets kindergarten pupils in Ghana. The Duke of Edinburgh has been pictured meeting kindergarten pupils at the Presbyterian Women's College of Education in Aburi, Ghana. Prince Edward's visit to the school is to showcase the UK-Ghana collaboration in education and early childhood development. While at the school, the royal will observe trainee teachers learning play-based methods and hear about the school's innovations. Prince William's search for the truth over tragic betrayal of late mother. Andy Webb, author of Dianorama, told Hello about Prince William's determination to uncover the truth surrounding his mother Diana, Princess of Wales's panorama interview with journalist Martin Bashir, who forged documents to trick her into taking part. He's determined to discover exactly what happened back in the day, as he doesn't feel the official inquiry has provided sufficient answers, said Andy, referring to the independent investigation led by Lord Dyson into how the interview was obtained. Prince Edward's visit to Ghana. The Duke of Edinburgh arrived in Ghana on Sunday for a 2-day visit to celebrate the relationship between the UK and the Commonwealth country. His trip begins with a visit to the Aburi Education College and kindergarten schools, where Prince Edward will observe trainee teachers learning play-based methods and engage with a kindergarten class and hear about the school's innovations. His Royal Highness will also visit the Aburi Botanical Gardens to hear about UK-Ghana collaboration on initiatives in support of sustainable development, and will plant a tree near to a silver oak planted by His Majesty the King, as Prince of Wales, and a mahogany tree, planted by Queen Elizabeth II in 1961. Also included on Prince Edward's itinerary is a visit to the Affinity Bank Training Centre, a program supporting high-impact startups from across Commonwealth countries, and an event hosted by the British High Commission. During his trip, Prince Edward will meet the President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency Mr. John Dramani Mahama, and traditional leaders, to promote deeper diplomatic and cultural ties. Princess Kate marks the beginning of Addiction Awareness Week. The Princess of Wales has issued a statement to mark the beginning of Addiction Awareness Week. In her poignant message, Prince William's wife, 43, shared her support for people suffering from addiction. Addiction is not a choice or a personal failing, but a complex mental health condition that should be met with empathy and support, she said in the message released on November 24. But still, even now in 2025, people's experience of addiction is shaped by fear, shame, and judgment. This needs to change. Good morning and welcome to a new week of royal news. Stay tuned for all the latest updates from royal families across the globe. So, what's on the agenda today? The Duke of Edinburgh is currently in Ghana, having arrived yesterday from Nigeria, to celebrate the relationship between the UK and both Commonwealth countries, with a particular focus on supporting young people and highlighting the positive impact of sport. Meanwhile, the Princess of Wales has issued a message of support to mark the beginning of Addiction Awareness Week. Kate Middleton's latest letter for a cause she champions included 2 rarely seen royal details. On November 24, the Princess of Wales, 43, released a letter for the Forward Trust's Taking Action on Addiction campaign to support Addiction Awareness Week, and the message included her personal signature and royal cipher. Princess Kate is patron of the Forward Trust, a British charity working to support individuals impacted by addiction, crime, homelessness or long-term unemployment, and spearheaded the first Addiction Awareness Week in 2021. This Addiction Awareness Week, I am, as always, very glad to lend my support to this hugely important campaign, she began the message on her personal Kensington Palace letterhead. Through my role as patron of the Forward Trust, it has been humbling to see the significant progress made to better understand addiction and tackle the stigma surrounding it, but there remains much more to do. A close look showed that the letter was topped with her solo cipher, stamped in gold. The rarely seen symbol showed a C for Catherine below a crown over Kensington Palace, the royal office where she and Prince William are based. The monogram can be spotted on official communications from Kate, such as the invites to her Together at Christmas carol service in 2024. Kate wrote in the note that addiction is not a choice or a personal failing, but a complex mental health condition that should be met with empathy and support, and called for compassion towards those struggling. She concluded with a call for greater conversation around addiction so individuals and families coping know they are not alone, a sentiment that echoed the close of her March 2024 announcement that she was undergoing treatment for cancer, an infrequently seen signature. In black ink, the typed letter was signed Catherine, her full name and what Prince William calls her. The Princess of Wales' nickname of Kate reportedly became her popular moniker when she was in college at the University of St Andrews in Scotland, where she met William. The royal is known to sign her name as Catherine as well, but her signature isn't seen often. In fact, members of the British royal family reportedly avoid signing autographs given the risk of forgery. Can't get enough of People's Royals coverage. Sign up for our free Royals newsletter to get the latest updates on Kate Middleton, Meghan Markle and more. While spending time with school children at the Chelsea Flower Show in 2022, Princess Kate had a diplomatic reply when asked why she couldn't sign her name on the drawings they created. "My name's Catherine. I'm not allowed to write my signature," "It's just one of those rules," she said then. The BBC recently apologized to the royal family after facing public backlash following their Remembrance Day broadcasts, where they referred to the Princess of Wales as Kate Middleton. In a statement on November 14, the network noted that it had received complaints from people unhappy that we didn't use the Princess of Wales' correct title during our coverage of Armistice Day. During our coverage of memorials to commemorate Armistice Day, we mistakenly referred to Catherine, Princess of Wales, as Kate Middleton. These were errors during hours of live broadcasting for which we apologize. Throughout our Armistice Day coverage more broadly, we referred to Catherine by her correct title. The statement read, "People plans to refer her as Princess Kate and the Princess of Wales. However, in headlines and upon first reference, Kate Middleton, which continues to be the most popular search term for the royal, will remain so readers can quickly find the stories they are seeking." Sarah Ferguson is tipped to partake in a bombshell interview as the ex-Duchess is said to have an appetite for revenge. Sarah, 66, is reportedly not happy with King Charles's decision to evict her and ex-husband Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, 65, from Royal Lodge amid the scandal involving their connection to the late convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. The 30-room mansion has been their home since 2003. With it previously reported that the former Duke of York had only been paying peppercorn rent since moving in 2 decades ago. Speaking to Sky News Australia about a potential interview, talk host Mark Dolan said, "She feels that she's been thrown under the bus, that it was Andrew's ill-advised relationship with a disgraced ex-financier, and therefore, she's got the record to set straight." He also added, "She needs the cash, and it's very possible that she will sign $1 million deal to spill the beans." The big problem is for Charles because this whole scandal threatens to taint his entire reign as monarch. The exact moment Prince William and Prince Harry's relationship turned sour. The key moment, which initiated tensions between Prince William and Prince Harry, has been pinpointed by experts. The Prince of Wales and the Duke of Sussex were once very close when they were younger. But shortly after the Duke's marriage to Meghan Markle in 2018, their brotherly relationship became very frosty, with the Sussex couple quitting their royal duties and moving to the US in early 2002. Disgraced Andrew looks gloomy as he breaks cover amid scandal. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor was spotted horse riding in Berkshire on Monday morning. The former Duke of York looked gloomy as he was pictured near Windsor Castle. This is the second time he has been seen in public since the king axed his titles and honors amid the Jeffrey Epstein scandal. Poll: should King Charles visit Prince Harry during his US trip? King Charles could be set to travel to the US to mark the 250th anniversary of the country's independence next year, it has been reported. Granted that the king's health allows him to travel, the 77-year-old will likely be joined by Queen Camilla. Kensington Palace announces exciting Princess Kate update. Princess Catherine is set to visit children's mental health charity Anna Freud on Thursday, November 27. The 43-year-old, who is patron of the charity, has visited Anna Freud on a number of occasions, with one past visit taking place during Mental Health Awareness Week in 2023. Royal fans give brutally honest verdict on possible Archie and Lilibet appearance. Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet are yet to make an appearance on their mum's lifestyle show on Netflix, with Love Meghan, but do fans think they should be seen in the Christmas special? Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have largely decided to keep their children out of the spotlight, with the Duchess only sharing rare snippets of them on her Instagram account. Sarah Ferguson's 2 possible new homes, and one's a cattle shed. Sarah Ferguson will soon move out of Royal Lodge in Windsor, but she could have 2 attractive options available to her instead. King Charles made the decision to evict Andrew Mountbatten Windsor and Sarah from their 30-room mansion, following the scandal involving their connection to the late convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. King Charles, set to travel to the US for major anniversary. King Charles could be set to travel to the US to mark the 250th anniversary of the country next year, it has been reported. It will mark his first visit since 2018, when he represented Queen Elizabeth II at George H.W. Bush's funeral. Royal family takes action after worrying major change in Andrew and Sarah Ferguson. Members of the royal family are said to be concerned about a major change in Andrew Mountbatten Windsor and Sarah Ferguson. Andrew, 65, and Sarah, 66, will soon be evicted from Royal Lodge amid the scandal involving their connection to the late convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. According to royal expert Robert Jobson, some members of the family have become extremely concerned for the mental health of both Sarah and Andrew. Princess Kate launches new exciting project with £100,000 funding. The Princess of Wales's Early Years Centre has today announced an exciting new project, which will involve investing £100,000 in research on how parents can tackle distractions caused by gadgets that disrupt family life. Princess Catherine's Royal Foundation Centre for Early Childhood is inviting researchers to submit proposals on how to combat technofrance, which can cause unwanted distractions in parents' relationships with their children. Princess Charlotte could be set to lose access to her royal title after major change. Princess Charlotte is only 10 years old at the moment, but she is likely to one day play a major role in the royal family. As the daughter of a future king, and the sister of Prince George, who is second in line to the throne, Charlotte is an important member of the family. Meghan Markle's calculated move at LA celeb hotspot revealed. Meghan Markle's calculated move during one of the sit-down interviews for her Harper's Bazaar cover story has sparked debate. The Duchess of Sussex graces the new cover for the US magazine for its December 2025/January 2026 issue. Sarah Ferguson makes bombshell U-turn as she looks to Princess Beatrice for help. Sarah Ferguson could end up scrapping plans to move to Portugal with her daughter Princess Eugenie, as another option could be up for grabs for the former Duchess, thanks to her older daughter Princess Beatrice. Fergie, as she is affectionately known, found herself without a title, home or job after the king stripped his brother and her former husband, Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, of his titles and honors due to his links to convicted pedophile Jeffrey Epstein. A longtime advocate for mental health awareness, Kate Middleton has penned a special letter in honor of Addiction Awareness Week, asking for compassion and openness toward addicts and the people caring for them. The Princess of Wales acknowledged in the message published Monday that some progress has been made but stressed that stigma continues to prevent people from seeking help. This content is imported from Instagram. You may be able to find the same content in another format, or you may be able to find more information at their website. Addiction is not a choice or a personal failing, but a complex mental health condition that should be met with empathy and support, Kate wrote in the message shared through the Forward Trust, a charity for which she serves as royal patron. But still, even now in 2025, people's experience of addiction is shaped by fear, shame, and judgment. This needs to change. The British charity released new survey data indicating that 53% of adults in the UK have experienced addiction themselves or know someone who has. 1 in 10 said they have personally faced addiction. Many respondents reported discomfort discussing the issue with employers, doctors, or even close family members. Kate said stigma keeps addiction behind closed doors, harming families and communities. Many of us will know someone who is struggling with an addiction, she said. By talking about it in the open, together we can bring addiction and the harm it causes out of the shadows, and help individuals and families coping with addiction know they are not alone. The princess has been very vocal on the issue in years past. In 2022, Kate appeared in a campaign video for the Forward Trust during Addiction Awareness Week. Much of her work has been aimed at a greater understanding of mental health challenges and how these can be linked to the earliest years of a person's life. According to whispers in the close circles, Prince Harry has spent the last few months treading carefully, determined not to put a foot wrong. The belief is that he's trying to keep things steady with his family, hoping that a smoother path now will make reconciliation easier later. This notion that he is mindful of his behavior has become the subtext of his recent public moments, the mark of someone who wants to repair ties. And the shift has been very noticeable. His interviews have taken a gentler tone, the sharper edges noticeably filed down. Even when photos surfaced of him at Kris Jenner's 70th birthday party, he reportedly moved to have them taken down. Little gestures, yes, but together they paint the picture of a man who knows exactly how closely he's being watched and is treading very carefully. A source had earlier told Page 6 that Harry and Markle wanted the photos removed because they don't want to piss off the royal family while they are trying to reconcile. This tracks with earlier reporting that Markle has been supporting her husband's efforts to mend relations with his father, King Charles. Royal expert Pauline McLaren, who has been tracking the evolving dynamics, told the Daily Express. "Yes, it does seem Harry is trying not to stir things with his family," she said, noting that his approach carries an unmistakable sense of caution. In her view, part of this is tied directly to his father. "I imagine he would like to see his father more frequently and is mindful of how his behaviors may impact the king." The talk around a potential return to royal duties resurfaces every few months, but McLaren is not convinced. "I don't think there are any indicators he would like to return to royal life, certainly none that I've seen," she said. In her view, there is a catch. Harry's goal is not a formal reinstatement but a functional peace. She added that his focus is narrower, adding, "For me, it's more about the relationship with his father and possibly repairing his relationship with his family so that he can visit more often and bring his family. And it makes all the more sense now." Former palace photographer Ian Pelham-Turner says there's more happening behind the scenes than Harry's careful public tone might suggest. Speaking to the Mirror, he explained that conversations between King Charles and Prince William have moved into a more pragmatic phase. In his view, the king's diagnosis has pushed things forward faster than expected. "My feeling at the moment is because of Charles's cancer diagnosis that all these negotiations, perhaps for example, with Harry have been accelerated," he said. The fall of Mountbatten Windsor, whose remaining titles were removed in November, has only intensified that recalibration. His exit from the royal landscape has created a noticeable empty space in the family structure, the kind that eventually requires someone to fill it or at least rebalance what's left. While no one expects Harry to stride back into official duties immediately, the atmosphere has shifted, and the door that was closed shut might have a crack open. Prince Philip reportedly had some wild advice for Prince Harry after his proposal to Meghan Markle. "One steps out with actresses, one doesn't marry them," the late Philip allegedly told his grandson, according to royal historian Andrew Loney's book entitled The Rise and Fall of the House of York, which was released earlier this year. Keir Starmer appeared to suggest Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, formerly Prince Andrew, should testify to Congress about Jeffrey Epstein, increasing the pressure on the embattled royal. The British Prime Minister was asked whether he believed Andrew should comply with requests by the House Oversight Committee to give evidence in America. "I won't comment on his particular case," Starmer replied, quoted by The Guardian. "But as a general principle I've held for a very long time is that anybody who has got relevant information in relation to these kind of cases should give that evidence to those that need it. Why it matters." Virginia Giuffre said she was trafficked aged 17 and made to have sex with Andrew by Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell in 2001. Andrew has always denied the allegations and settled a lawsuit brought by Giuffre in New York in 2022 for an undisclosed sum without admitting liability. In April, Giuffre died after what her family described as a suicide, and in October her memoir, Nobody's Girl, was released after her death, retelling her account of being abused. Emails newly released by the House Oversight Committee also undermined Andrew's account to the BBC in 2019 about his friendship with Epstein, including the purpose of a 2010 visit to stay in Epstein's New York mansion. It all led to King Charles III stripping Andrew of his royal titles in an October 30 Buckingham Palace statement. However, the Oversight Committee still wants Andrew's testimony on what he knows about Epstein. The significance of Keir Starmer's comment on Andrew. Starmer has made similar remarks before, but this was the first time since the deadline for Andrew to respond to the House Oversight Committee expired on Thursday. And the fact the Prime Minister remains willing to be drawn into commenting by journalists keeps the issue in the news at a crucial time. The Mail on Sunday ran the story on the front page suggesting Starmer's comment piles pressure on Andrew to testify, with similar coverage on the front pages of The Sun and Sunday People. Congress passed a bill earlier this month compelling the release of the Department of Justice Epstein files, which was then signed off by Donald Trump. If more documents emerge, it is possible they will contain more embarrassing, awkward or damaging revelations about Andrew and Epstein, placing further pressure not only on Andrew but also on the king. So far, Charles's move to strip Andrew of his titles appears to have successfully contained the impact of the scandal on the monarchy, but pressure from UK politicians had been building. Two Democrats from the Oversight Committee, Robert Garcia and Suhas Subramaniam, released a statement on Friday after the deadline for Andrew's cooperation passed. They said, Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor's silence in the face of the Oversight Democrats' demand for testimony speaks volumes. Our work will move forward with or without him, they continued, and we will hold anyone who was involved in these crimes accountable, no matter their wealth, status, or political party. We will get justice for the survivors. The release of the Epstein files. All eyes will now be on whether the DOJ does release the files, with some arguing Trump administration officials may ultimately state it is not possible to comply. Trump has for months now described the Epstein scandal as a Democrat hoax, but ordered an investigation by the DOJ into Democrat politicians named. Some say this could mean the content of the files is considered privileged, and therefore not eligible for release. Former federal prosecutor Nima Rahmani recently told Newsweek, regardless of whether Trump signs it into law or Congress overrides his veto, the DOJ can still assert those privileges. There may be a fight that the courts will have to sort through. It's not necessarily going to be the law is passed and the DOJ just turns over the files. What happens next? The DOJ has 30 days from the president's signature to release the Epstein files. Do you have a question about King Charles III and Queen Camilla, Prince William and Princess Kate, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, or their family that you would like our experienced royal correspondents to answer? Email royals@newsweek.com. We'd love to hear from you. Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor and his ex-wife Sarah Ferguson will soon be leaving their accommodations at the Royal Lodge to lead a more isolated life away from the limelight of the royal family. Andrew was recently stripped of his royal titles by his brother, King Charles, and soon after, was evicted from the Royal Lodge alongside his ex-wife. The two have been living together all these years, even though they have been divorced for a long time. But now things are about to change. Amid all the chaos, sources say that the royal family is worried about Mountbatten-Windsor and Fergie's mental health and well-being. With the ongoing scandal related to Jeffrey Epstein, the duo have lost a lot. Their social standing, the power they held as royals, their titles, their home, and even some of their family. And chances are they could lose even more. Royal author Robert Jobson told The Sun that he doesn't think the former couple is faring well with all that is going on. Not very well, I don't think. I believe even members of the royal family who have taken action are concerned about their mental health. It was previously revealed that the king is very upset with the situation, as like his mother, he too has always tried to keep their family together. But given Mountbatten-Windsor's ties to Epstein and allegations against him made by the late Virginia Giuffre, there's no way for him to come back from that. In fact, things could get even worse. Rumor has it that, along with his royal titles, the former prince might also lose another honor. It is being discussed whether the freedom of the City of London honor should be taken from him. As Jobson said, while Mountbatten-Windsor and Ferguson's well-being is important, the victims of Epstein are even more so. Most of all, though, you have to be concerned about the victims of the Epstein scandal, and that to me is the biggest worry. They're human beings. A lot has been taken away. With all that is going on, rumors are also about Ferguson getting calls to do a tell-all. Talks of her doing a TV interview revealing all the dark secrets of the royal family have been on the table, and the royals are afraid she might take up on that offer. She and her ex-husband are set to leave the royal